Okay. Check column and date, and make sure we get the date. Wait, yeah. Check column and date. Make the rules and parameters. Hold up. All right, hold up. Make the rules and parameters for column and date. And before this is done, you can't go to the next line until we get the info. You can't go to the next line until we get the info. You can't go to the next line until we get this specific info. You can't go to the next line until we get this specific info. And then we want it to look like this, look like this, look like this. And automatically, like, you're supposed to be practiced enough where you automatically think of putting parentheses so everything's like in this specific format. Automatically, when you look at check, when you think check or value against, you think value against check parentheses, value against check parentheses, value against check parentheses. Automatically, when you see or think of using check, you should automatically think of parentheses. But will be entered at the time of insertion. Time of insertion, time of insertion, time of insertion is basically, we want the info, like whatever is in the parentheses first. Before they can go to the next line, they have to do whatever they have to do all the info the parentheses asks for first. Before they go to the next line, they have to fill out the parentheses job application. Before the next line, they have to fill out the parentheses job application or something. Okay, and to the format like blah 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 blah. So copy this, copy this, copy this. That's basically what this whole line means. Oh, we can't even check it until we get to the insert. Ha ha ha. Okay, so that's that line. Alright, comma space, comma space, comma space, next line. Job ID, character limit is 10, can't be empty. Department ID, decimal format, allow it to 4 digits, we don't want no change and it can't be empty. Alright, one last time. Rules for the end date column, and we want it to copy this date. Rules for the end date column, and we want it to copy this date. Rules for the end date column, and we want it to copy this date format. And value against the enter date will be entered at the time of insertion. Blah 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 blah. Value against end date will be entered at the time of insertion to the format like blah 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 blah. No. Value against column end date will be entered at the time of insertion to the format like apostrophe hyphen blah 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 date format blah 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 blah. That's what this whole sentence means and all that. And that's the most complicated thing. Alright, cool. And that's the whole thing. So yeah, I'm not gonna explain it like another time again. Just rewatch this section of the video if like you don't get it. Certain things like if it was explained, I'm giving you like a direct timestamp. If like you don't get this problem, just keep doing like the last 5, 3, 10 minutes like over and over until you like get it and stuff. You just gotta practice that until you like recognize everything and the patterns and stuff. Alright, write a SQL statement to create a table named countries, including columns, country ID, country name, and region ID, and make sure that no duplicate data against column country ID will be allowed at the time of insertion. So it's going to be basically the same format. Sometimes you'll see like similar words that like mean like similar things, or like a completely different thing, but you just got to look at the whole problem and like try to automatically know what it looks like, or just eliminate other possibilities. You just got to practice a whole bunch of different scenarios, and eventually you're just going to be like, oh, this means this, this means this, this means this. Alright, or this means this. Alright, write a SQL statement, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Write a SQL statement, blah, 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 blah. Create a table named countries, blah, 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 blah. Countries. Including columns, country ID, country name, and region ID. Country ID, country name, region ID. And make sure that no duplicate data against country column ID will be allowed at the time of insertion. So make sure no duplicate data, no duplicate data, no duplicate data. Automatically when you see no duplicate data, you think unique. When you see no duplicate data unique, no duplicate data unique. Against column country ID will be allowed. No duplicate data against basically just means unique again. This means unique again. This means unique again. Against country column ID. Against country column ID. Parentheses country column ID. Against means put it in parentheses. Against means put it in parentheses.